Hi everyone, and welcome to this third video in part 2 of our Flash animation series. We're looking at how to help our animations come alive with a variety of tips and tricks. So today I'm just gonna start from the very beginning. I'm in scene 1 here of my mission to Mars, and this is how I'm going to develop the movie. I'm going to create a layer called Rocket, and I'm just going to start drawing the rocket. I'm not going to finish it. In fact, that's all I'm going to do for the moment. I just have a red rectangle. Now I'm going to select that rectangle and right click. Let's just move it up so you can see what's going on here. Right click, convert to symbol. Okay? So I've just got a shape. I'm going to right click, convert to symbol. This is going to put this new symbol into my library, and this is going to be my rocket. So let's save that. Boom! I now have rocket in my library. Now let's go into the rocket movie clip. Here we go. So now I'm inside rocket and I can finish editing it. So this first layer is going to be the body of the rocket. Just quickly kind of put something together here. Looks a little bit odd. That's better. Another trick you can do, by the way, I'm just going to select the oval tool and I'm going to draw a circle there, and now I'm just going to delete that circle and look what happens. So that will kind of help you develop your images. I'm going to make a new layer called window, and just going to have a white circle here for my window. And I'm also going to have some like rocket thrust. Okay, and similar to a previous video that maybe you've seen, I'm just going to have a little kind of black lines to show the thrust of the rocket. Now I know that these lines are going to be a part of my rocket character. So I'm going to select those and I'm going to right click, convert to symbol again. Okay, you can't see it in the video. Let me just bring this down so you can see what's going on too. Right click, convert to symbol. This is going to be the thrust. And now that's saved in my library. Just 3 lines. There it is. I've called it thrust. Let's go into the thrust. Ooh. So here we are inside the thrust movie area. Again, we have our own timeline. So I'm just going to call this thrust. And in frame 1, this is fine. Then maybe in frame 5, I'm going to do F6. And I'm just going to extend them out. And then maybe after a few more frames, F6, they go back in. And then we'll leave that just for a few frames, F5. So now we've got ding, chung, dum. Okay, just a little bit of animation there on this little thing called thrust. So let's go back into Rocket, where I've put my thrust, and I'm going to we don't have to Control C, Control V. Let's just drag thrust out. So now I've got 2 thrusts. One for this part of the rocket and one for this part of the rocket. Something like that. Now let's make a new layer. This is going to be my astronaut. And again, just in my movie here, I'm going to start to draw my astronaut. Let's just start to lock some layers so we don't get confused about what we're doing. I'm now working on the astronaut layer. This is going to have a black helmet. And I'm going to select that, right click, convert to symbol. This is going to be my astronaut movie clip. Now at the moment we're still inside rocket, so let's double click here or double click here and go into astronaut. Brilliant, we're in astronaut. So let's call this first layer helmet. Just going to zoom in. Let's make a new layer. What would this be called? I'm not really sure. Let me draw it first and you can decide what this is going to be called. What is this? The bit at the front that the astronaut looks through. What is that called? I can't think. We'll just call it see-through bit. The see-through bit, you know what I'm talking about. Then on top of that, layer 3, we're going to have some eyes looking through the see-through bit. Okay. So let's just lock some layers so we don't get confused about what we're doing. We're on the eye layer. There's one eye. Oops, a bit too big. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to select those eyes and I'm going to convert to symbol. Again, let me just drag this down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm selecting the eyes and I'm converting to symbol. Eyes. Let's go into the eyes. There we are. We're now inside the eyes clip. In the first frame, let's just rename it. In the first frame, the eyes look like that. After 9 or 10 frames, F6, I'm just going to try to make them look like they're blinking. That's all. They go like that. So, boom, boom. And they stay like that for maybe 5 more frames. They don't change, so just F5, just to keep that shape on the screen for a few frames before we go back to that. So open, 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 close, 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 and then we open again. So it looks like he's blinking. Just going to go back to the first keyframe here, and I'm just going to add some pupils into those eyes so they don't look too weird. They look weird, but not too weird. So open, 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 blink. And in this frame here, let's fill the middle with black. Brilliant. Okay. So those are independent eyes. Okay. So let's go back to, let's just go back to astronaut. Wow, we have eyes that I've put onto our own eyes layer. We've got the helmet. The last thing that I'm going to do, just for a little bit of effect, is radio. And my radio is going to be, let's just lock all the other layers, a black line here, give it a bit of bend. Let's put a little bobble on the end. And again, let's have maybe some little red lines coming out of that. So it looks like it's pew, pew. It's kind of transmitting or receiving something. Okay? And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You know what I'm going to do, right? You guessed it. I'm going to select those. Whoops. That's on the radio. No, I want these waves to be by themselves. So I'm just going to shift select those. Control X. New layer. Waves. Control V. Just drag them into place again. Brilliant. Now I'm going to right click, convert to symbol, radio waves. Let's call them waves. Now I can go in and decide how I want to animate the waves. What I'm going to do is, after a few frames, we're going to do F6. I'm going to go to Properties, Ooh, I can't get individual properties of these, really? I have to do it one by one? They just get a little bit thicker. As it looks like it's kind of pulsing with data. So let me just finish this very good. That's fine. I'm just doing it. There we go. Okay. And then we'll just keep that thick effect on just for a few frames. F5. Brilliant. The waves are done. The astronaut's done. Let's go back to the library. Let's look at our rocket. So our rocket has... Notice that in my animation, the astronaut is inside the rocket movie clip. I didn't have to do it like that, but that's just the way I've decided to build my animation. I could have had them as independent entities. But anyway, that's my rocket. So let's go back to scene 1. And let's just do Control-Enter and see what this looks like. Okay? The waves are independent movie clip. There they are. I converted those to a movie symbol. So are the thrusters. Do you remember that? I converted those to independent movie clip. And so are the astronaut's eyes, which are blinking. Okay? So now, what I'm going to say is, in this scene, at the start of the scene, it looks like that. And then on the 25th frame, we get to kind of zoom in on the whole situation. That stays in the scene for a few frames. Then I'm going to copy the original frame, copy that, and paste it over here. This is where... Did that work? Yeah. Now this is where the motion tween is going to start. So from here to here, I can edit this later. F5. And inside this area here, I'm going to insert or create a motion tween. Brilliant. And in the 90th frame, our rocket is off the screen. Let me just zoom out and try again. So let's do Control-Enter. Yep. Then we zoom in, and then we take off. Now it's all happening a little bit too quick. Let's drag all of this stuff over here, so we get to see this for a little bit longer. Now I want to see him blinking for a little bit longer, so I'm going to drag this area. I'm going to drag that further over there. That's stopping. I'm going to clear that keyframe. Just clear it. It kind of means get rid of the keyframe. That's better. Now let's do Control-Enter. Okay. So have a go. See if you can create kind of little movie clips within your movie clips to help your animation come alive.